The Lane Kiffin left Ole Miss and is officially the LSU head coach. Now, a lot of people, we knew about this for a couple weeks, and it finally became official. And Lane got a lot of heat, and I've kind of switched my position on this. And I know I haven't talked to you in a few days, so I'm curious what you think, but it kind of makes sense. Lane Kiffin is not like there's the argument of like Lane Kiffin could have stayed and been the man at Ole Miss for however long, win 9 games, and you're a legend there and whatnot, and blah blah blah. How could you leave your team when they're having their best season ever, and they're going to the college football playoff? And that itself answers the question, because the fact that they're 11-1 and having the best season ever, and they're still like 35-1 to win the title, shows you why he went to LSU, who's going to have a way better chance for him to win the title. But this is who Lane Kiffin is. Lane Kiffin is not the marrying type. He dates. All right. He dates. And you had a good day. You had a good time. You had a good time, Ole Miss. He came in, made you guys relevant, and now he's moving on. And guess what? With LSU, it's not a marriage either. Whether he wins a title or not in the next few years, in 5 years from now, if he's moved on and gone somewhere else, wouldn't be surprised either. Why? Because that's Lane Kiffin.
100%, dude.
But what I think about this is he got all this shit because everyone just assumed that he was just leaving his team high and dry. But all the reporting out there now is the reason why this dragged on so long and whatnot was because Lane Kiffin wanted to coach his team. He wanted to accept the job and also coach his team. So have his cake and eat it too, which I don't blame him. I mean, he went in, he said he talked to the players, and they were like, let's do this. He told them that he was leaving, but he wanted to ride this out with the football playoffs coming up. But it was Ole Miss that said no. And I kind of get Ole Miss's side. I think it's stupid, but I get their side that they don't, they want to just move on, cut ties. I think it's stupid that they think he's going to poach players, because he's going to do that either way. And if you have a chance for the first time in your school history to go to the college football playoff and maybe actually compete for a national title, who cares if your coach is leaving? Just let him go coach. You know what I mean? Enjoy this season. Enjoy the moment, while it lasts. But instead, they're kicking him to – so what I'm trying to say is, Crick, I feel like a lot of people gave him shit for leaving his team high and dry, but yet he was the one that I was actually trying to coach his team and finish out the season.
They got to redo.
I feel like we can't. I feel like he's not the bad guy in the situation.
They've got. I mean, I don't know. I think Lane Kiffin's kind of a dipshit, but they've got to redo this schedule to where we can do this stuff after the games are played, because that's what's in the players' best interest. You've got all these. They moved the transfer portal window some. I think it opens up like January 2nd or something like that. But that's still not far enough back to be able to allow these guys in spots like this to coach their team out through the playoff and then still go take those jobs. And if you're LSU at this point, like, okay, you've got Lane Kiffin coming in. You're going to be able to get recruits. You're going to be able to hit the transfer portal and all of that stuff. Like, can't we push this back a little bit, at least till – because the first round games are going to be played like December 20th or whatever, 21st, around that time. Can't we wait and see how they do in the first round? Because anybody just a foregone conclusion that Ole Miss is going to beat whoever they have to play? It's going to be a pretty good team they get matched up against. So couldn't we just hold off for a couple weeks on this if you know that's going to be your guy? Just not say anything about it. Let him coach the thing out for the sake of the players on the other side. I mean, I understand why Ole Miss don't want him to do it, because you don't want him around those players for an extra month in their ear. Tell them when some of them are going to leave anyway. But also, it's like a commercial for Lane Kiffin at that point. Every time he's on the sidelines out there for Ole Miss, you've got all these other recruits looking, watching, seeing that guy, and that's going to draw them toward LSU. It is kind of a commercial for them at that point. So I kind of get why they don't want him out there, but I have a problem with the way the schedule's set up and the way
that's a different conversation. I mean, there's a lot of things with the transfer portal and the
that's what I think the biggest problem with all of this is, though.
Yeah. That needs to be changed for sure.
It makes people become snakes in the grass because they have no choice but to make what's the decision they think is best for their families and stuff like that. And they have no choice but to leave their team high and dry, because all these other schools ain't going to wait on them, because you've got to have that guy in place before the transfer portal window hits to be able to take advantage of that and all that stuff. You can't afford to miss that for an entire season.
No, you can't. And like he's at LSU, and today it's recruitment time, like they've got their season's done. You're going to go start recruiting, getting your team together and whatnot. And that's what you got to do. I just think that everyone was giving him so much shit and grief, and yet he was actually trying to finish out the season with his team. So I feel like he should deserve credit for that. I don't blame Ole Miss for not letting him do it, but I feel like he was getting too much shit, and people are like, how could you leave your team and bail on your team like that? Well, he wasn't trying to. He had to accept his job when he did, because like you just said, you have to do it. I don't blame him for going to LSU. A lot of people are shocked why he would leave to go to LSU. It's LS freaking U. It was the best job opening in the country.
Certain brands in America that are better than others. It's just part of it.
Yeah. And and he this isn't, and everyone, talking about it's about the money and whatnot. It's not about the money, although he'll get paid what, Ole Miss would match anything, but he also gets raises for his coordinators, which helps him get better coordinators and take care of his guys. He also gets a $25 million NIL pool. That helps.
Was it?
And he's in Louisiana, which is one of the best. I think, what did they say? Like 11% of the 11 or 14% of all NFL players come from the state of Louisiana.
It's a football hotbed.
Yeah, it's like he's going there because it gives him the chance, a better chance to win an actual national title, which is what he cares about. I thought it was funny. I'm surprised by this, Crick. I want to get your opinion. He started off his speech or his little post with I talked to God, and did some deep soul searching. I'm surprised because Lane Kiffin's got such a big ego that he didn't start it off with God called me.
Yeah, so my phone's ringing today. I thought it was God, and so I picked it up.
I totally would have expected that from Lane Kiffin, because that's who this guy is. That's his ego, dude. Like you didn't know what he was going to do with this, but you don't blame the guy for leaving. He, like I said, he dates, he doesn't marry. He's had his time at Ole Miss, now it's on to LSU. And listen, he could win a title in his second year. And if he has 2 losing seasons after that, he'll be gone from LSU. That's just how Lane Kiffin is. That's how LSU is too.
And that's the thing. And he would kind of get what he deserved. They both would kind of get what they deserved in that moment right there. But I mean, I'm with him for as far as the resource stuff goes. I mean, you have a lot of those at Ole Miss, but you're not going to get the NIL budget that you're going to get at LSU. At least I haven't seen it yet. And LSU is a premier program in the country, man. Good morning. It is what it is. I still think the guy's an asshat, and I hate it for those players. But at the same time, I think the biggest problem with all this, they got to redo this schedule.
Oh, yeah, they got a lot of problems in college football. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you on the next.